All right, welcome back to the SportsMax Zone, and we're still with track and field. We continue to explore the reasons behind top Caribbean countries opting out of the upcoming World Athletics Relays scheduled for May 10 and 11 in Guangzhou, China. On Wednesday's show, Chief Executive Officer of Bahamas Athletics, Maybelline Miller, said they just didn't have the quality athletes available to field a team. Now, the Trinidad Republic of Trinidad and Tobago will also be absent from this year's staging, the second time in the competition's history after the team was pulled from the two-day relay carnival in 2021 due to the life-threatening coronavirus pandemic. Let's find out more about the reasons for this year's absence with the NAATT General Secretary, Jehu Gordon, who joins us via Zoom. And I'm sure, Jehu, that you would love to have been competing at this time because you probably would be at Grand Slam track now.
Yeah, for sure. The only variations now to track and field, it makes track a lot more exciting compared to sports like football. They have Nations League, they have Champions League, all these different cups that are available to the professional athletes. And it's a really great time, I believe, for track and field athletes.
Yeah, let's talk about Trinidad and Tobago and the World Relays then. We spoke with the Bahamas a couple of days ago and they told us, listen, we just didn't have the athletes available. A lot of them are in universities and the coaches would not release them, and others just aren't making the times that we want to be able to send them to an event of this magnitude. What's the situation in Trinidad and Tobago?
Yeah, it is a combination of both events, especially wherein lies our sprinters in particular. Most of them, they have their collegiate, their responsibilities for their universities, and it makes things really interesting. I know the majority of them, they have conference the following week. So the flight all the way to China and back, it just complicates their chances for their conference and leaves us in a really peculiar position. Outside of that, we do not have many out-and-out professional athletes at the time. Currently, Trinidad and Tobago, we are transitioning here where a lot of the older ones, they're kind of phasing out. So the younger ones are who we are really looking forward to for the next Olympics in particular, but we are in a bit of a peculiar position at this point.
Yeah. I mean, how disappointing is it to find yourselves in this position? And how far out did you see this coming?
Well, I know many would have said they seen this coming years ago. As a young administrator, a retired professional athlete of just over 4 years now, we have been struggling for some time. Track and field, or sports in general, in particular in Trinidad and Tobago, is not really fed the way with the resources that is needed. One of the main things in the near future that we would like to see is a lot of homegrown athletes. We would like to have a long-term athlete development structure here where once our athletes are finished at the junior level, we can have a resource catered to them to allow their natural growth compared to having all the owners' own responsibilities for universities abroad. It will allow us to take that now into our own hands and protect our athletes' long-term future.
Yeah, Jehu, can you talk briefly to us on the impact of the World Relays and when it was conceptualized, what it meant to global track and field stars and what it means now? I say that to say this. There is an aspect of it to me that is suggesting that it isn't having the kind of impact that it may have been conceptualized to have.
Well, it's kind of twofold. Some people obviously would see the benefit of it. It is challenging for the countries that are not able to field. So I'd say predominantly the smaller countries that do not have the resources or do not have all of their athletes available due to the collegiate system, it makes things a lot more challenging for them to qualify. And once you don't qualify through the world relay system, then it puts you in a very, very tough position to qualify. It means the bigger countries with all of the exposure, especially I'd say the European countries, because that is where the majority of the meets take place. If you're not within that region, it is very, very complicated to qualify if you are not in that position outside of the top 14 there. So for us, once we don't feel a team, we saw the position that Trinidad was in last year. We were ranked in the top 16 in the men 4x1, and at the last minute, for some reason, the Netherlands was bumped up. And, we were not too happy with the decision made by those in authority at that point. But once we don't qualify through the World Athletics relays, we are going to just dig ourselves in a deeper hole in terms of qualifying. It is a lot difficult this time around, but we will definitely try our best to ensure moving forward for the latter part of the season, once all of our collegiate athletes and professionals are available, to try to get them the opportunity to qualify. A World Championships or Olympics without Trinidad and Tobago is something that will be it will be a huge blow for us. For the last couple of years, we have always showed up, even though we have not produced any medals at the last World Championships or Olympics. It will be a sad side for us here, but we'll definitely do all in our power to ensure that the athletes have the opportunity to qualify and we can be represented on the world stage in the relays.
Yeah, and I know for years that Atto Bolden, the iconic sprinter from Trinidad and Tobago, has had a lot to say about what he thinks is not happening with Trinidad and Tobago's track and field administrators, but that's for another discussion. But having said what you just said, Jehu, do you think that it is bad then for global athletics, especially from this part of the world, as you just pointed out, that qualifying for the Olympics and the World Championships being so intricately tied now with the world relays is a bad thing?
Well, everybody is looking for an equal opportunity. But some countries will always be disadvantaged. Everybody know in advance when the world relays will take place. However, it is just unfortunate at the time that some of our athletes are not available. I'll tell you for sure this year, a lot of our athletes will be finished with school. And I will only like to assume that next year we will be able to field at least a men 4x1, 4x4, and a women relay team. We do have a very young and upcoming, exciting group of sprinters, and we look forward to see how they translate onto the senior category. So it will be important for us to ensure that the support is necessary.
Yeah, one quick one, Jehu, because I saw a stat where the Carifta Games 2025 had the best support, I think, in terms of number of spectators over the 3 days. And I just wonder if an event like that in Trinidad and Tobago would sort of revitalize the sport in the country, and if that could help going forward with support, both governmental support and private support.
Yeah, it was a great showing this year to host the Carifta Games, the 52nd edition in Trinidad and Tobago. We've had great reviews. The World Athletics President, Lord Sebastian Coe, was here. The President of NACAC, Mike Sands, was here also. And going to my first Congress, or attending my first Congress this year, it was really, really great to hear all of the great things that everyone had to say about what we were able to do. I believe that the Trinidad and Tobago public got a showcase of what there is outside of Trinidad. They see it on television, but to witness it firsthand, I've seen many persons coming out and ask, how can I get my son or daughter involved in track and field? Are we hosting the Carifta Games next year? I'm making sure and get my ticket early this time around compared to this time, because the stands were so packed, persons could not have any seated capacity in the covered stands again. So I believe personally that events like this will definitely highlight track and field. It will definitely excite a new future and a new generation of track and field athletes and also spectators. So I will look forward to the day that we could host a big games. I know it's in Bahamas next year, but Trinidad and Tobago is one to look out for hosting some of these events. We have a great world-class facility in the Hasty Crawford Stadium. The track was recently redone. And we know Trinidad is known for speed. It is known for fast times. And when it comes to the relays, boy, oh boy, I'm telling you, we definitely look out for that in the future. So I look forward to see if it is something our federation could hold, and our government will definitely look forward to support.
Yeah, fair enough. By the way, Jehu, if you suited up, could you have found a 4x4 team?
My days for that finished. To be
Don't worry, we'll get
no
you in
time
a,
for that, man. No
we'll-
time for that.
we'll
My
get-
bones aching too much, Ricardo. No, my bones aching too much, Ricardo.
We'll get you in a race with Mariah one of these days. Don't worry.
Definitely not Mariah. Anybody else but Mariah.
Why did you say that, Jehu? Is it that you would be embarrassed when I beat you?
No, I'll be shamed for sure. I'll be shamed for sure.
No, and let me
Yeah?
tell you, I've been training hard. Like, I've been really fit as of recently. I've been on my gym game, so it would look really, really
I
bad.
haven't worked out. I have not worked out since last September.
Why
So,
are you doing that,
I'm
Lance?
out of shape a lot.
Jehu,
Well, you would
Jehu.
lose for sure, Lance.
you could run backwards and beat Mariah.
No, man, don't say
I'm
that.
telling you, I'm telling
Ricardo
you.
saw me and I was sitting. Normally, I'm pretty active. When he came to Trinidad, I was out of breath just walking up and down these stairs. So
You know-
it is a work in progress.
Don't
at this
worry, you would still beat Mariah.
I would bet on you though, for real.
What did I ever do to these people? Can I
I
come
would
back?
bet all my
Jehu, are
Grand
you
Slam
ready for
money
me to
that
come back
you
home?
would still beat Mariah.
We welcome you anytime, Mariah. Yes, but it seems as though the Jamaicans have already, received you pretty well.
Well,
and
not
we
right
wish you the
now.
best of it.
This is a true
Not right.
representation of what's happening here.
Yeah. No, well, they say SportsMax is Trinidad and Tobago, but that's a different story.
Jehu, that is a different story. We have to go to break. Take
man.
care, all the very best, and we wish you the best with trying to qualify for the World Championships. Hopefully you can get some meets later on in the year and run a super fast 37:40 in the 4x1 and book your spot. Take care, man.
Yeah, fellas. Take it easy. Have a blessed night.
All right. A lot more to come on the SportsMax Zone, including the nominations for the SportsMax Class Moment. You'll want to see those. We'll be back.